Hello, and welcome to your Hatha yoga class. This is a gentle, full-body practice that is perfect for beginners or anyone wanting to take it easy today. You don't need any props, so when you're ready, start in a comfortable seated position. Ground down into your sitting bones and lift and lengthen through your spine. Soften your shoulders down away from your ears. Option to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Rest one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. Draw your awareness within as you take long, full, deep breaths. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly beneath your hands with every inhale and every exhale. Start to slow the rhythm of your breath and find a gentle pace that can remain consistent throughout the duration of your practice today. If you'd like to, maybe set an intention for your practice. When you feel ready, slowly release your hands and keep your awareness within. On your next breath, slowly release your left ear toward your left shoulder. Lengthen the right side of your neck. Lift your left hand and gently rest it over the top of your head. Be cautious not to push or pull on your neck, but just allow this extra weight to soften you deeper into the stretch. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly relax your left arm down. Inhale, lift your head back up to neutral. Reach up through the crown of your head and exhale, slowly release your right ear toward your right shoulder. Lengthen the left side of your neck. Lift your right hand and gently release its weight over the top of your head. Allow this extra weight to soften you deeper into the stretch. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly lower your right arm down. And inhale, gently lift your head back up to neutral. As you exhale, flutter open your eyes if you close them. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, release your left hand behind you and rest your right hand on your left knee. Turn your torso toward the left. With every inhale, grow taller through your spine. And with every exhale, spiral deeper into your twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. On your next inhale, gently unwind your twist. Exhale, release your left hand to the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, side bend to the left. Elongate your right side body and spin your chest to face open toward the sky. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Reach your arms high. Exhale, twist to the right. Release your right hand behind you and rest your left hand onto your right knee. With every inhale, grow taller through your spine. With every exhale, rotate deeper into your twist. On your next breath, unwind and rest your right hand to the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, side bend to the right. Lengthen your left side body and turn your chest toward the sky. Inhale, slowly rise back up and reach your arms high. Exhale, draw your palms to meet in front of your chest and bring your awareness back to your breath. Cross your ankles and roll forward onto all fours. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Spread your fingers and press firmly into the perimeter of your palms. Lengthen from your tailbone through the crown of your head. On your next inhale, soften your belly toward the floor, draw your shoulder blades together, and option to look up. Exhale, press into your palms and round your back body. Hug your navel in, draw your shoulder blades apart, and tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, soften your belly and arch your spine. Exhale, round your back body and curl in. Continue to move like this as you follow the rhythm of your own breath. Really exaggerate the movements to warm up your whole back body. On your next breath, return to a neutral spine and lengthen your back body. Lift your right knee and kick your heel toward the back of your mat. Peek over your shoulder to check that your leg is in line with your hip, and then return your head back to neutral. Stretch the crown of your head forward and hug your navel in and up. Shift your weight into your right hand and rise to your left fingertips. Steady your balance here. An option to stay as you are or to reach your left hand forward toward the top of your mat. Kick back and reach forward with equal and opposite energy. If your left hand is lifted, slowly release it back down to the mat and turn your right toes toward the right as you open your hip. Lower your right foot to the floor behind your left foot and press into the pinky side of your foot. Shift your weight to your left hand and rise to your right fingertips. Option to stay here or to reach your right hand toward the sky as you peel open through your chest. Press firmly into everything that's in contact with the floor and lift your hips and side body up away from the mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly lower back down onto all fours. Bring your toes to touch and release your hips down to your heels. Soften your torso forward and down and surrender into child's pose. Take a moment to tap back in with your breath. Notice if anything has changed, and if you need to, reestablish its slow, steady rhythm. On your next breath, root firmly into your palms and rise back up onto all fours. Elongate your back body and three-dimensionally hug in around your waistline. Inhale, lift your left leg and kick your heel toward the back of your mat. Take a quick peek over your shoulder to check that your leg is in line with your hips. Then lengthen your whole spine and shift your weight into your left hand. Rise to your right fingertips and steady your balance. Option to stay here or to lift your right arm forward and reach it toward the top of your mat. Kick back and reach forward with equal and opposite energy. Keep the slow, steady rhythm of your breath. If you lifted your arm, slowly release it back down and turn your left toes to face the left as you open your hip. Release your left foot to the floor behind your right foot and root firmly into the pinky side of your foot. Shift your weight into your right hand and rise to your left fingertips. Option to reach your left hand toward the sky. Root firmly into the mat and lift your hips and your side body up away from it. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly release and return to all fours. Walk your hands forward just slightly and tuck your toes. Keep your knees bent deeply as you lift them off the floor and stretch your sitting bones toward the sky. Root firmly against your palms to lengthen your back and lift your seat even higher. Option to bend deeply into one knee at a time as you straighten the opposite leg and pedal out your feet. You may wish to sway your hips from side to side as you do so. Keep length in your back as you warm up across the back of your legs. When you're ready, return to your neutral down dog and look forward. Slowly step your feet to the top of your mat and bend your knees as much as you'd like to. Once you reach the top of your mat, fold forward over your legs. Catch hold of opposite elbows and let your upper body hang heavy. Option to keep your knees bent or to straighten your legs. Just do whatever feels best for you right now. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly release your arms to dangle toward the floor. Bend your knees deeply and slowly round up through your whole spine. Stack one bone over another as you rise up to stand. Let your head be the last thing to rise. Once you come to stand, lift and lengthen through your spine and ground firmly into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, bend your knees. Hinge from your hips and lead with your chest to fold your torso forward. Bring your hands through prayer position at your heart. Inhale, lift your torso roughly halfway up. You can rest your hands on your thighs or your shins. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees deeply to plant your palms to the floor and take a big step back with your right foot. Soften your right knee down to the mat and uncurl your toes. Rise up onto your fingertips and reach your chest forward. Soften your hips downward. Press one hand followed by the other onto your front thigh and lift your spine high. Press down into your front foot and lift your arms up toward the sky. Sink your hips low and imagine drawing your spine up away from your pelvis to reach higher. Slowly release your hands down to frame your front foot and curl your back toes under. Lift your back knee and step your left foot to the back of your mat as you lift your hips toward the sky into down dog. Inhale, roll forward to stack your shoulders over your wrists and lower your knees. Uncurl your toes and exhale, resist gravity as you bend your elbows and slowly lower your body down to the mat. Roll your shoulders down your back and root against the floor to lift your head and chest up. Slowly lower back down to the mat, press into your palms, and send your hips back to your heels. Lower your torso down over your thighs and surrender into child's pose. Reconnect with the rhythm of your breath. On your next inhale, root down into your palms and rise to all fours. Tuck your toes under and send your hips up high into downward facing dog. Option to bend your knees. Look forward and slowly walk your feet to the top of your mat. Bend your knees as much as you'd like. Once you reach the top of your mat, release and fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, lead with your chest, hinge from your hips, and fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift your torso roughly halfway up. Rest your hands on your thighs or your shins. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees and plant your palm. And take a big step back with your left foot. Lower your knee to the floor and uncurl your toes. Rise to your fingertips and stretch your chest forward. Press one hand followed by the other into your front thigh and sink your hips low as you lift your spine. Root down into your right foot and sweep both arms up to the sky. Lower your hip. Lift your back body. On your next breath, release your hands to frame your front foot and tuck your back toes. Lift your left knee and step your right foot to the back of your mat. Lift your hips into down dog. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Exhale, lower your knees and uncurl your toes. Slowly resist gravity and lower all the way down to the mat. Roll your shoulders down your back and root against the floor to lift your head and chest up. Slowly lower back down to the mat. Tuck your toes and rise up to all fours. And then lift your knees and send your hips high into down dog. Option to bend your knees. Lengthen your spine and lengthen your breath. On your next breath, slowly walk your feet forward to the top of your mat and fold over your legs. Soften your knees and gently roll up through your whole spine to rise to stand. Root down firmly into your feet and spread your toes. Focus your eyes onto one non-moving point in front of you. Bring your palms to meet in front of your heart. Shift your weight into your right foot and lift your left heel. Spin your toes to face toward the left as you open your hip. Slide your heel in to rest onto your right ankle. Option to stay here, or to lift your foot to rest onto your inner right calf. Actively press your foot into your leg and press your leg back out into your foot with equal and opposite energy. Ground down firmly into your standing leg and lift up tall through your whole spine. Hug in around your belly and stabilize your breath. Soften its rhythm to stabilize your balance. On your next breath, slowly release your left leg back down and gently shake out your arms and your legs to reset. When you're ready, come back to a strong standing position and ground down firmly into your feet. Bring your palms back to meet at your heart and lock your gaze on one point. Shift your weight to the left and lift your right heel. Turn your toes and your knees to face out as you open your hip and slide your heel to rest onto your ankle. Option to lift your foot to rest onto your inner left calf. Actively press your leg and your foot against each other to help stabilize your balance. Root down into your standing leg and lift high through your spine. Slow the rhythm of your breath as you find your balance in tree pose. On your next breath, gently release your leg and shake everything out. Return back to your strong standing position and rest your hands onto your hips. Shift your weight into your left foot and step your right foot to the back of your mat. Kick back strongly through your heel and lift your right thigh bone high. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, bend your front knee deeply and sink your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, draw your navel in. On your next breath, turn your right toes and your hips and your torso to face the right side of your mat and release your heel to the floor. Open your arms out into a T shape into Warrior Two. Stack your shoulders over your hips and bend your front knee deeply. Inhale, flip your left palm to face the sky. Exhale, side bend and lean your torso toward the back of your mat. Rest your right hand wherever it reaches on your right leg. Lengthen your left side body and spin your chest toward the sky. Keep a deep bend in your front knee. Inhale, slowly lift your torso back up and reach forward. Exhale, release your left forearm onto your front thigh. Sweep your right arm up over your head and reach your fingers toward the top of your mat. Lengthen your right side body and spin your chest open toward the sky. Inhale, root down into both feet and lift your torso back up. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, release your left hand wherever it reaches on your front leg and sweep your right arm up toward the sky. Lengthen both sides of your waistline and turn your chest upward. Inhale, ground down to rise back up and release your hands to your hips. Exhale, step forward to the top of your mat and grow tall through your spine. Shift your weight to the right and take a big step back with your left foot. Kick back strongly through your heel and lift your left thigh bone up away from the floor. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Exhale, bend your front knee deeply. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, sink your hips. On your next inhale, turn your left toes, hips, and torso to face the left side of your mat and release your heel down. Exhale your arms out into a T shape. Align your shoulders over your hips and bend your front knee deeply. Energetically reach out through both arms. Inhale, turn your right palm to face up. Exhale, side bend your torso toward the back of your mat. Rest your left hand anywhere on your left leg. Lengthen your right side body and spin your chest to face up. Keep your front knee bent and your breath steady. On your next inhale, rise back up and lean forward. Exhale, release your right forearm onto your front thigh. Sweep your left arm overhead and reach toward the top of your mat. Lengthen from the pinky side of your left foot all the way up to your left fingertips. Spiral your torso open toward the sky. Inhale, root against your feet and rise back up. Exhale, straighten your front knee. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, release your right hand anywhere on your right leg and reach your left arm up toward the sky. Elongate both sides of your waistline and turn your chest open. Inhale, root down to rise back up and release your hands to your hips. Exhale, step forward to the top of your mat and reestablish your slow breath. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs, option to bend your knees. Plant your palms down onto the mat and step your feet back as you lift your hips high into downward facing dog. Release your knees down to the floor and uncurl your toes. Sit your hips back down onto your heels and fold your torso forward into child's pose. Pause for a few moments to soften downward and slow your breath. On your next inhale, slowly round up through your spine and rise to sit. Release your hips to one side and swing your legs forward in front of you. Scoot down to the bottom of your mat, bend your knees and plant your feet on the floor. Catch hold behind your thighs and slowly round your back and lower down onto the mat. Hug your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your leg. Gently rock from side to massage your lower back. Release your feet down onto the mat and cross your right leg over your left. Open your arms out wide into a T shape and draw both knees back in toward your chest. Keep the same shape in your legs and release your knees over toward the left side of your mat. Option to turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Soften your breath as you surrender into the twist. On your next breath, slowly bring your legs back up and switch their cross. Cross your left leg over your right and draw your knees toward your chest. Slowly lower your legs over toward the right side of your mat. Option to turn your head toward the left. Slow your breath as you draw your awareness within. On your next breath, gently bring your legs back to center and plant your feet on the floor. Draw the soles of your feet to touch and open your knees out wide. Rest one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. Option to close your eyes as you draw your attention inward. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly beneath your hand with every inhale and every exhale. Let yourself soften to this shape as you soften your breath. When you feel ready, slowly stretch your legs out long toward the bottom of your mat and release your arms by your sides. Find a deeply comfortable position and relax muscular control over your body. Let your weight sink down into the mat beneath you. Release any lingering control over your breath and allow yourself to completely surrender into silence and stillness in your final resting pose, Savasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Gently wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Reach your arms up overhead and point out through your toes as you stretch across your whole body. Gently hug your knees to your chest and slowly roll over onto one side. Pause for a moment to reconnect with your breath. Then softly press down into the mat to help you rise up into a comfortable seated position. Lift up tall through your spine and soften your shoulders down. Option to close your eyes. rest one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. Reconnect with the rhythm of your breath and take notice of any subtle changes between when you first started your practice and now. On your next inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead. And exhale, draw your palms to meet in front of your heart and gently bow your chin toward your chest. Thank yourself for your time, your energy, and your practice. See you next time. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please be sure to like this video, leave a comment, share this video with a friend or family member, and subscribe.